welcome to the Roundtable. So we're going to do things a little bit different with this episode. Today we're going to have an open dialogue about African American men and some of the disparities that they face in today's society and how it affects their social, personal, and financial lives. But before we start, I have a few facts that you might find alarming about Black men in America today. So Black males ages 18 and up make up 5.5% of all college students. And of the young Black men who do make it to college, only 1 in 6 will receive a college degree. Only 42% of working Black men held white-collar jobs as compared to 75% of all men. White-collar occupations include but are not limited to jobs in management, business, legal, education, etc. 1 in 3 Black men can expect to go to prison in their lifetime, and approximately 34% of all working-age Black men who are not incarcerated are ex-offenders. 1 in 3 African American men ages 18 to 24 are unemployed. In fact, unemployment for young Black men is roughly twice as high as the rate for all young men. Like I said before, these facts are definitely disturbing. And unfortunately, I'm only naming just a few of the inequalities that we face on the day-to-day. That's why it's so important for us to be able to have these kinds of open discussions. It's important to hear from a Black man's point of view. Maybe then we'll see some change. So let's talk. All right, welcome. So this is Martin here from dfree Young Money. I got my brothers JD and Claude here with me. We just decided to get together and have a little conversation, a little discussion about Black men and money, right? Y'all be talking about us all the time and what we doing and what we spending money on. We just figured we'd get together and talk about us ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So JD, I'll start with you. What are some of the challenges for, brothers of color trying to build up their financial wealth or just their financial mindsets?
Well, I think the thing about with men of color, a lot of times we don't have the knowledge, and a lot of times our parents see a lot of things that's went on with their past or with their generation, how you have to work for someone and that'll be your basis of income. So a lot of men of color are just known to work hard instead of working smart. Claude,
so you're a financial advisor. So talk about, we want to talk some about mentorship, but let's keep it financial. Like, what do you, I'm sure you mentor and advise people your age, older than you, younger than you. So what are some of the challenges or just things that you think about when you advise financially people now?
I mean, well, the one thing I definitely try to tell people is just start early and learn about it early. Like with the mentorship, I definitely didn't have someone there that was like, hey, you need to start saving money. I just kind of saw the consequences of what my mom was going through. So I think if you just start learning early and start saving, that can go a long way.
All right, so let's talk about dating real quick, right? We got an episode of the Black Money series. We talk about date night, and we talk about the financial implications and struggles of dating a lot on this series. Based on experiences, you don't gotta kill us with all your best, most glamorous experiences and stuff. But
there's not too many. Don't worry about that. There's definitely not too many.
What do you think? Because I mean, there's obviously on like the thousands of social pressures there are out there. One of them is always going to be dating, right? And spending money, and now like the dating culture is just like everything else, getting more popularized,
Right.
Going to nice places, spending money on stuff. But what are your thoughts on those dynamics now?
Say don't try to top someone else that's really doing something. Just because you see, my homie went out to Puerto Rico with his girlfriend doesn't mean you gotta go to Puerto Rico with your girlfriend. You still working at a little 9 to 5 doesn't mean you have to do all that. So just stay within your means when it comes to dating. Even if you're trying to impress a girl, like go out of your comfort zone, like spend a little extra, but you don't have to do that every time. Just making sure you don't have to just top someone. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. Just stay whatever you feel comfortable doing. Just stay right there.
That's a good point, but I feel like the women gotta hear that.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
that be on the other side.
The girl might not like
you know
that,
what I'm saying? But they hit you with the well.
So
just got back from London. Like, where we going?
We can't do all that.
We going to New Brunswick.
Yeah.
I know what you talking
I got
about.
the train, really got gas money. But yeah, don't try to do all that. Don't break the bank on a
might
date.
hit DC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about
man.
London.
We stay at home.
JD, what age were you when you started to like think about saving money and just starting to think about your finances? We're all under 30 up here, right? So like the time is kind of more so now. Where recently, I'm sure all of us started to think about our finances more. But what was kind of that moment for you?
I say around between 20 and 21, I realized it was my last season playing college football. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I go still play football, but even with football, the NFL stands for not for long. So right away, I just had to start thinking about saving right there. And
how can financial freedom benefit the African American community?
Black people, a lot of times, we want to be rich.
Yeah.
We should push to be wealthy. Rich people like to spend money. They like to show that they got the money. Wealthy people like to have the money and make sure they have it later on too.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that once that mentality, like you said, once the mentality starts changing, then the community would change as well.
More examples that we can have of people who are, it's not just about the success, but it's, the wealth, and looking at like, why is Diddy so, again, not just successful, but wealthy, like taking a closer look at like, what are his assets, why is he able to move the way he moves,
One example I like, Dr. Dre, and how he took from what he loves with passion of music and made and created beats by Dre.
Right.
And him and Jimmy Iovine put their minds together about doing this. I watched their documentary that they had on HBO, and to be honest, just to see him really I love listening to the music. Just took that one passion and turned it into a $1 billion idea.
Yeah.
So once we all start seeing that whatever ideas come to our head, whatever passions we come to our head, if we really put our minds really to it, have the right team, have the right people around us and everything to push towards that, then I think the community definitely would change.
Yeah.
Definitely would change.
Yeah.
Just because you have a good idea, other people might have good ideas too, and just going around and speaking to the right people can propel your idea.
Yeah.
Like how you said about Dre, like he might not know anything about tech, but he got to the right people, and now he's at where he's at. Like Kobe Bryant, he's doing all types of stuff off the basketball court. He got nominated for a Grammy, I think, for his basketball series. Like he's not who knows if he's a director, but like he got in contact with the right people. So just networking, talking to people, and just utilizing others, and working together.
A lot of times we don't listen and we don't talk, and as Black men, I feel like we a lot of times we can feel a sense of entitlement, and then on the other side we can be a little insecure, right? We go into spaces where I'm sure you've been in spots, right, where you see people who are top people in their field who may not look like you, right, or who think differently than you, or who have different habits or different whatever the case may be. And that can hold you back from saying like, well, let me not talk to them, he may be a little too smart for me, or he may not, what I'm saying? But boom, go in and have the conversation, because I'm sure you both have experienced 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, you're bringing something to the table that they don't have. Same thing with, we're talking about with Dre and with Kobe, right? You're bringing something to the table that I got that you may not have. So, what I'm saying? Like you've always got that value in you. I think that's what it comes down to. Like you're kind of searching for, it's not just what you love or what your passion is or what your craft is. It's like where you feel like you have value, and obviously value, that can turn into
know your
actual
worth.
value.
Know your worth. Add some tax.
Know your worth.
All right, thank y'all brothers for joining me and talking on this episode of the Black Money series. Follow us on social media at dfree on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can check out all the episodes of the Black Money series on our YouTube channel at dfree. Episodes drop every Tuesday. Keep up with us. We're here to build and grow. Besides, what's better than building one billionaire? Building two.